The strong, steady rain had some people worried their homes would flood today. That is a real concern here. Our monsoon team coverage continues with Craig Smith, who's live at the Santa Cruz River.
You know, here along the Santa Cruz, you can see a little bit of our recent past and perhaps some of our future. The recent past here, look at the Santa Cruz running in a mild way right now, but we know that this river can go from dead dry to a real rushing torrent really quickly. Now look over here to the south and you can see the clouds piling up, perhaps a sample, perhaps a preview of what we can expect maybe later on tonight. And if you experience what was going on in the weather this morning, you really need to hope that this will not be as rough as it was earlier today. Sheets of rain blanketed neighborhoods and made driving a splashy, slippery enterprise. In Pima County, Overton at the CDO Wash is such a frequent flooder, the county installed gates there. County workers locked them about mid-morning to keep drivers from pressing their luck. In Midtown Tucson, water from blocks around collected in Arcadia Wash and surged through the intersection of Lee and Santa Rosa. The wash was running strong, but still shallow enough that drivers were able to get through with no problems. The ups and downs of 5th Street collected water there and made it a wet way to move east and west. Not far from 5th and Swan, Desert Avenue was filling up curb to curb. Water making it over the curb was a real worry for Pete Zach. It almost made it to the door of his rent house.
The water actually builds up, comes over this curb, goes up this highway, jumps that curb, and you can see the water line right there. I don't know whether you can see it with the debris line. That's how far it got today.
Zach says the street's always been a channel for heavy rainwater, but the water hasn't always been so deep. He suspects the city's repaving of 3rd Street raised the street just enough to make it behave like a dam that pens in the water and makes it rise higher than it used to. Now, there's a real lesson in that about flood behavior, because sometimes the flood characteristics of your neighborhood can change. Someone paves a parking lot that used to absorb water in the past. Someone regrades their lot, and suddenly you have a flood problem where before you can go, well, gee, it never flooded here before. Now, in some of these neighborhoods, we found people who are crossing through these washes on the roads. They seem to have the confidence of somebody who knew their neighborhood and knew what to expect from that wash, even though we never, ever recommend crossing through a flooded wash. But the lesson in that neighborhood is that you never know. The characteristics of a neighborhood could change, and a wash that never gave you trouble before could give you trouble now.
Craig Smith, thanks so much. We want to give you